Oh my god, hey! My name is Mickey Joe Theatre and welcome back to my Stagey YouTube channel. Today I have escaped my kingdom of stagey isolation to come to Regent's Park Open Air Theatre, where I am finally going to see some theatre after 5 months in lockdown. We are here to see Jesus Christ Superstar. Jesus Christ Superstar, socially distanced at Regent's Park. Anyway, we're here with your pre-theatre weather forecast, where we are feeling drops of rain.
Drops of rain.
I will sit through the rain to watch this show at this point. I have not waited 5 months for this to be cancelled.
I do think there needs to be, with the Overture, and like...
Don't ask for rain. Don't do a rain dance here outside Regent's Park.
This is not once on this island.
This is not once on this island.
So I think that the song of 2020 is "Could We Start Again, Please?"
I've been living to see you,
Regent's Park Open Air Theatre.
dying to see you, but it shouldn't be like this.
This was unexpected.
Unprecedented. What do we do now? Could we start again, please? You've really gone a bit too far to get your message home. That was lovely, actually.
And that's when the heavens will open.
What was the Judas?
The sky will cry.
Yeah. What was the Judas one? I am frightened of the crowd, for they are getting much too loud.
I also think, will you touch me, Christ?
Please don't touch me, Christ, please.
Jesus.
I'm social distancing. Please don't touch me, Jesus. We're all social distancing. Please don't kiss me, Jesus. But to let her kiss you and touch your hair is not in the guidelines. Okay, we're in the queue, waiting to go into the theatre, waiting to have our temperature taken. How do they do it? How do they take a temperature?
Little gun thing, and they go, beep, and they just put it to your forehead, and it's modern technology.
I've never been more excited to get shot in the face. There you go.
Can I take your temperature, please? Fine, thank you.
We're seeing a show. We're opening our bags to show security our Pringles. I see the cast list.
I do.
I can't see it.
I can.
So this is the screening area where people who have tickets to see it on the screen there for overflow seating can come and watch in these cute little designated zones, which is either for social distancing or like a giant game of hopscotch. We are in the auditorium. It's very exciting. We have our ground-based bubble. And the stage is right there. It's very close. We could touch them, but we won't because that would go against government restrictions. Also just rude, even pre-COVID. It's not okay. We're here, we have our lovely masks. I forget how much I love this theatre. This is lovely. We're very excited. Leah, are you excited?
I'm so excited!
She couldn't care, so she's not that fun. She hates the theatre, but we're here. We're very excited. So, we just got back. I'm going to talk some more about it tomorrow because I need to sleep on all of these feelings because I'm just feeling this insane emotional response to having gone to the theatre for the first time in 5 months. When the show started this evening, it was just this instant, guttural emotional response that I'm still processing, but I'm feeling a lot of feelings. The cast was incredible and the venue staff was incredible and it was all so safe and it was all so cleverly done and it was just the perfect show, I think, to really usher in this new time of theatre and bring back theatre in such an incredible way, and I'm so glad that I saw it, and I will tell you more about it after I have slept. Oh my god, hey, and good morning. I have slept. That's a lie. I didn't sleep because I was too much adrenaline. I was too excited. I have processed my many thoughts and feelings about this production, and I want to tell you as much as I can about it without any spoilers, really. Or some spoilers. There may be spoilers. I will try to avoid spoilers. So I want to talk first a little bit about the whole safety side of it. So we had to do temperature checks on the way in. Everyone had to wear masks from the queue into the venue, inside at all times, sat throughout the show, the whole time wearing a mask. I was wearing my mask that I'd bought that day from the theatre cafe because it's really soft and comfortable. I thought if I'm going to be wearing a mask for 90 minutes uninterrupted, I want one that's soft and not very obtrusive, and that one is really lovely. Go and get the mask from the theatre cafe. It's super soft. It's like Charmin for your face. My tickets were on the grass bank. This is something I do anyway at Regent's Park Open Air Theatre. I think if you're going to sit outside in a park, I like to be actually sat on the grass. I think it's a unique theatre experience. And it's a cheaper way of getting, like, an uninterrupted view. And I'm glad we sat on the grass because I spent the whole time just, like, grabbing myself and freaking out and basically shaking with excitement. So the way that the show starts is the cast came out during the Overture, and there's this moment during the Overture. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but as soon as I clocked what was going to happen and at what moment in the music, I immediately started crying. My friend Leah started crying. Everyone applauded. It was just this beautiful sort of acknowledgement of where we were as a country and as a theatre industry and the return to theatre. It was a moment of, and now we are going to do theatre again, which was really beautiful. Throughout the show, there were these little nods they had put into the production to the pandemic and the whole COVID situation and the unprecedented times. Specifically when the whole ensemble sang, "Could we start again, please?" together. I'm convinced they didn't used to do that. So the show itself, it is barely a concert. I think that's a massive misrepresentation because she's fully staged. It is a fully staged show. They use microphones on stands occasionally, but they did that in the version before. I never saw it at Regent's Park before, but I did see it at the Barbican. And the staging has obviously been adapted. They're actually using the set from last year's production of Evita, which is basically just some stone bleachers, which makes it really easy to socially distance your cast because they have to be on a designated step, so it's not like you're all on a flat floor trying to work out how far away you are from each other. They're separated by these steps. It was a really clever way of doing it, and throughout the whole cast was social distance. No one touched each other on stage, but it was so subtle. I had to keep reminding myself that that's what they were doing because it just worked. It was so cleverly and subtly done by Tim Sheeder, the director. Drew McConey's choreography was next level and was so full out. He's an amazing choreographer to begin with. The way this cast were attacking it, led very capably by Genesis Linear, who is like the principal dancer, essentially. The whole ensemble were aflame. They were just literally aflame, and you could feel they moved with all of the angst and frustration of 5 months spent sitting still. And you could tell just the joy and the love of it and the need to be doing it was bursting out of them. It was so, so good. And the vocals had that same impact. The vocals were well rested, the riffs were tidy, the high notes were exceptional. Tyrone Huntley as Judas was king of the high riff. Him and Cedric Neal, who played Simon. There were just so many moments where I just had to slap myself very hard on my thigh, and I'm now bruised because that's how often it happened. And David Thaxton, who played Pilot, at the end of his last section as Pilot, where he's like, "Don't let me stop your great self-destruction," he did an angry, growly high note that I wasn't expecting, and was just so epic, I audibly said a very rude word under my mask. Because that's the only way I could react in that moment. The moment of the show was Gethsemane. And it's this iconic thing that you know is coming, and it has such a high level of expectation. When I say it exceeded that ridiculously. Declan's characterization of Jesus is so fascinating, and the way he attacks Gethsemane, the angst, the outpouring of passion that he did it with was phenomenal. It would have been a highlight of 2020 in a normal full year of theatre. It was so good. Half the audience, I think, stood up. British audiences do not like to give mid-show standing ovations because we find it intrinsically very impolite, but at the end of Gethsemane, a bunch of people gave Declan Bennett a mid-show standing ovation. It was that good. Other highlights. Judas's death. Spoiler alert. Judas dies. Is that a spoiler alert? I mean, if you haven't read the Bible. I mean, he's no longer with us now, obviously, because it was like a long time. Judas dies. But Tyrone, in the bit of Judas's death that reprises I Don't Know How to Love Him, it starts up the octave, but it normally comes down, but he just stayed up there for a deceptively long time, singing I Don't Know How to Love Him, in a higher key than Mary sings it in. Ridiculous. Also, 2 people got engaged in the audience at the end after almost everyone had left. We heard ushers clapping. I was like, why are they clapping? I looked up and we worked out that there was a guy in the circle was proposing to his girlfriend, and it was so sweet. And bless this one woman who had to yell out, "Did you say yes?" And she said yes, and then we all applauded and someone else brought them champagne. It just reminded me of love and theatre and all of these things coming together. Also, shout out to the 2 drunk girls sat near us who brought in 3 bottles of rosé wine and were already drunk when they got there. That really made me feel like theatre was back. It's not live theatre until you have terribly behaved audience members. But even that couldn't take away from the magic. The whole thing was just so magical. My favourite part of the experience was the fact that from where I was sitting, I was right at the edge on the grass bank. And so in my field of view, I can see the stage and the audience the whole time. So I was watching people react and just basking in the joy of theatre again. And as the night went on, because it started in broad daylight, as the night went on, the audience gradually faded into darkness and the stage grew brighter in comparison. And that was such a beautiful way of ushering back in just the nature of theatre and storytelling. It was just like the world was dimming the house lights. It was so beautiful, and I just loved that moment. I'm still really excited about it, and I'm still shaking a little bit because it was so incredible, and I was just so excited to get to be there. If you can get any tickets, please try. It is such a beautiful production that will heal your soul if you have been missing theatre over these past 5 months, as I definitely have. If you have any more questions about the production, about how they are doing social distancing at the theatre, how you can stay safe, how you can keep feeling safe, anything about the show, please let me know in the comment section. I will do my best to answer any questions that you have so that you can be reassured before your visit to Jesus Christ Superstar. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe to my Stagey YouTube channel. I'll be posting more Stagey content very soon, as well as more reviews of socially distant theatre shows that I'll be going to very soon. I hope everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day.
For 10 more seconds, I'm Mickey Joe Theatre. Oh my god, hey, thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!